Morning. I wish to call to order this meeting of the Monroe County Board of Commissioners. It's Wednesday, March the 8th, and I will note for the record that all three commissioners are present here in the courthouse. Where's our statement? Oh, here we go. I should have it memorized by now. We, the Monroe County Board of Commissioners, renew our commitment to welcome and protect the rights of all people, regardless of age, race, color, creed, disability, sexual orientation, gender identity, marital status, economic status, and national origin. And we affirm the right of every person to live peacefully and without fear. And we will fight and resist at every step discrimination and harmful policies, whatever their source. We also stand in support of our county public school systems, both RBB and MCCSC. And it's now time for department updates.
I do want to make a change to the agenda, if I might.
Yes, please.
I'd like to make a motion to add item J to our agenda. This will be an agreement with Harrell Fish Incorporated for Justice Building roof fan replacements, and this total amount of $6,365.
Second.
I will ask, we can just do a voice vote, right? All those in favor of adding item J to the agenda signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Okay, thank you very much. And now we have Ms. Kelly. Thank you for your patience.
Of course. Thank you. Good morning. So Monroe County COVID-19 community level remains low at this time. The COVID concentrations in wastewater are still decreasing. And I do have some exciting news to share about a new test. This was recently authorized by the FDA. It is the first combination test for flu and coronavirus that can be performed at home. It's not yet available, but we expect it soon. It is a single test, and it takes about 30 minutes to process, and the results will show if a person is positive or negative for influenza A, influenza B, and or COVID.
Wow, questions or comments?
Yeah, that's pretty exciting news.
Yeah, it's great. Thank you.
Will it distinguish between the three different viruses?
Yes, so from my understanding is it will, and it will show positive or negative for each of those. So it would show if you are positive for example, influenza A and COVID, or just one.
Excellent, excellent. Thank you for that.
Thanks.
We'll see you in a little bit. Is there any other department that has an update for us? Seeing none, we do have a proclamation today. I think Commissioner Thomas is going to start.
Yes, this is a proclamation in observance of National Safe Place Week, whereas National Safe Place Week will be celebrated across the nation during the week of March 19th to 25th, 2023. The youth of Monroe County, Indiana will determine the future strength of our country and will be the bearers of our democracy. And youth need a safe haven from various negative influences such as child abuse, substance abuse, and crime, and they need to have resources readily available to assist them when faced with circumstances that compromise their safety. And the Safe Place program is committed to protecting the youth of Monroe County, Indiana by offering access to immediate help and safety for young people seeking assistance and guidance.
And designated locations where youth can get information and immediate help. Safe Place is found at businesses such as restaurants, convenience stores, movie theaters, and community buildings such as fire stations, libraries, and public transportation vehicles. And the success of Safe Place is based on public-private collaborations between businesses, school systems, fire departments, law enforcement, and a network of volunteers. And the Safe Place program must meet performance standards relative to outreach and community relations to receive direct federal assistance as set forth in the Runaway and Homeless Youth Act. It's 42 USC 501 at Sequoia, and more than 1,400 communities in 38 states administer the Safe Place program at more than 22,000 locations.
And since the program inception in 1983, more than 15 million youth have been educated through National Safe Place Network's Safe Place outreach efforts, familiarizing them with the Safe Place sign and providing them with information about how to seek help in order to stay safe. And more than 359,000 youth have been helped at a safe place location or received counseling by phone as a result of safe place information received at school. And increased awareness will encourage more communities to establish safe place locations where youth can readily access the help they need. Now, therefore, we, the Monroe County Board of Commissioners, do hereby proclaim our observance of the week of March 19th through 25th, 2023 as National Safe Place Week, proclaimed this 8th day of March, 2023.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Commissioners, and good morning. My name is Cassidy McCammon, and I am the Safe Place Coordinator, and thank you for once again recognizing National Safe Place Week. This is a wonderful opportunity for Youth Services Bureau to raise awareness about the Safe Place program to help our young people in crisis. And this year, we'll be focusing on expressing our gratitude to the community partners who opened their doors to these youth. We'll be sending handwritten thank yous to every single one of our sites, as well as a basket of goodies to the sites that have taken a call in the last year. We'll also be sending public service announcements across Monroe, Owen, and Greene counties with an emphasis on getting this information directly into the schools. Commissioners, thank you very much again for your support, and I hope you have a wonderful day.
This is always a nice thing to be able to do.
Pardon?
This is always a nice thing
Oh, yes.
that we get to do. Okay, now it's time for public comment. This is time for items that are not on our agenda. There's a limit of 3 minutes per speaker, and when you come up, please give us your name and whether or not you're a Monroe County resident.
Sarah Gail Tala. I also, some people know me as Gail Larson, my divorce name, and I am a Monroe County resident. I'm going on 40 years. I've lived in the same house across the street from the Porthole Restaurant at Lake Lemon. I own Lake Lemon guest houses. I have 6 houses in the county, 2 in town. 4 of my houses are right by the Porthole, and 2 are guest houses. The Porthole started having outdoor concerts because of COVID. After COVID, they continued having them. The noise was incredible, and I would ask them to turn the volume down. They never would. There were times when I was inside my house. I taught for the speech and hearing department, graduate studies here. Inside my house, the decimal level was damaging to my hearing. I had hopes with the new people that they would talk to me, and they kind of shrugged me off sometimes, and I haven't had a chance to really talk to them, but I wanted to come to you first. When I had the problem before, I went to the zoning department. They said, go to the sheriff. The sheriff said, it's not our department. Go back to zoning. Zoning said, it's not our department. Try the attorney. I went to Dave Schilling. First, he was on vacation, and then he was back, and he goes, definitely, this is a problem. I will take care of it. Nothing ever happened. I finally filed a complaint. It went to the zoning department. They said, it's not us. So I went back to there yesterday, and they said, it's the sheriff. When I called the sheriff, he said, we don't know anything about this, but I have the noise control. The Porthole is grandfathered in a neighborhood. I've had renters leave my business because of the sound. The sound is worse, but it's not just the sound. We have a drive there called Sail Away Lane that my houses are on behind the Porthole. It's owned by the city. It's managed by Lake Lemon Conservancy District and the homeowners. They block the road. Last night it was blocked that a repair truck couldn't get back there. There was also almost several accidents. They could easily control this by having reservations or stopping. I went in on Saturday night when they were way over, and people were standing wall to wall. The amount of people in there was way beyond the capacity. The capacity is how many, if everybody in the parking lot is in there, that's the capacity. They were double parked all the way down our lane. They actually drove on their septic and did some damage. The noise ordinance says no noise 50 feet past the original spot, which it is never that way. It also says after 10 o'clock silence. They started having, I don't want to complain, I want to be in good terms with them, but I want to get my rights known, so I wanted to come to you all first. It says,
You still have 30 seconds.
okay, it says, no noise after 10. Well, they're having music till 11 on Saturdays. The King Bee and the Stingers was turned up so high. I did a tape recording. I can't find my phone in my car. I did a tape recording from my front door. The front door open because I usually have it open, but I still have a covered entryway, and it doesn't even face the porthole. And you should hear the sound. The sound of that was the sound that I would keep my record player on inside my house. So the zoning department said it's up to the commissioners to tell the sheriff that they have to enforce this. But I know that there's only 2 sheriffs working after like 6 o'clock, and they could be on the opposite end of the county. But I didn't know if a letter could be written or what could be done. When they even stop the music at 10, that
Time.
The time has expired.
there's another half hour of noise of people leaving it if they stop even at 10.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'm wondering, I don't want to put you on the spot, but I'm wondering, Mr. Cockrell, if you would take a moment and speak with her and give her some assistance if you're willing
Yes,
to
I
do
can.
that. That'd be great. Thank you.
I forgot to sign
No,
it.
no, no, I think that's really good. We do have ordinances. Yes. Is there anyone else, either virtually or in person, that wishes to speak? Seeing none, we'll move on to approval of minutes. Do I have a motion?
Move approval of the minutes for March 1st, 2023.
Second.
Were there any comments or corrections? Commissioner Thomas? I had sent one correction. I think it's been taken care of, so I appreciate that. All those in favor of approval of the minutes from March 1st signify by saying aye. Aye. Motion passes 3-0. Next item.
I move approval of the claims docket, accounts payable March 8th, 2023, and payroll March 10th, 2023.
Second.
And we have Ms. Lettler here.
Good morning, Commissioners. Accounts payable for March 8th, 2023 is $1,261,821.84. Payroll for March 10th, 2023 is $1,903,384.23.
Thank you. Are there any questions or comments?
No, I don't.
No? Thank you.
No? Do we take comment?
Yes.
Is there any public comment on this item? Seeing none, call for a vote. All those in favor of approving the claims docket with accounts payable March 8th, 2023 and payroll for March 10th, 2023 signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes 3-0. I will note for the record that we have no reports this week, so we'll move on to new business.
I move approval of a subscription with Salamander Technologies for 2023 for asset tracking, Fund Name County General, Fund Number 1000, the amount of $813.
Second.
And we have Ms. Nibel here to talk with us. Good morning.
Good morning. So Monroe County EMA is hoping to partner with the EMAs in Brown, Jackson, and Bartholomew counties in the subscription for Salamander Technologies for asset tracking for disasters and just regular tracking of assets that we have for EMA, I'm sorry. So we're talking about assets like the disaster tents. So those tents, we already do a sort of tracking with the fleet maintenance. So they do things for preventative maintenance standpoint, but we're looking at things like the parts and pieces that go along with those tents. So the tent itself has different pieces that go along with it, like there is a floor, there's also a generator that goes along with it, there's lights, there's many different pieces that go with it. There's a trailer that goes with it as well. Whenever different entities want to use that tent for their purposes, we have to make sure that we get those pieces and parts back. We also have to make sure that we have accountability for the people that take those and use them and whenever they come back. Right now we have a paper process that could always be a little bit improved. Whenever you have an electronic accountability system, it helps keep track of those things a little bit better. So It also will help us keep track of PPE in real time. So there will be an app on our phone where we could be out in the field and be able to look at those things. So, if we're not in our office with access to those paper process, we could look at those things in real time and be able to do those things right then and there, instead of having to say, oh, you need, a case of N95 masks. Well, hang on a second, let me go back to my office and look at those things real quick, So, and we'll be able to possibly partner with the health department. I've had conversations this week with the health department in, helping with those, tracking their assets as well. It can also keep track of expiration dates in real time, so.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Comments or questions?
Certainly sounds like it would be practical.
Yeah, I appreciate that it's cloud-based, which means everything is updated every moment, so it's a great thing.
Well, and I really appreciate you fleshing this out to tell us what those assets are.
Yeah.
I know too from talking with your predecessor at times that you will share things with other counties when they're in need. So this is a way to track it for that purpose as well. So thank
There'll be
you.
a little work on the front end, but sometimes you have to put in the time to be able to get the benefit on the back end, so.
Yes. Is there any public comment on this item? Seeing none, call for a vote on the agreement for the 2023 Salamander Technologies subscription. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes 3-0. Thank you for joining us this morning.
Thank you. Happy International Women's Day,
Yes.
too.
Oh.
Thank you.
Okay, next item, please.
I move approval of an Indiana Department of Health Integrated HIV Prevention and Surveillance Grant, fund name Harm Reduction, fund number 8153, and a grant amount of $65,899.
Second.
And we have Ms. Kelly here to tell us about it.
Yes, so this is a renewal for our harm reduction grant funding. This grant funding specifically covers the department's harm reduction specialist, as well as a small portion that is allotted for supplies. The harm reduction program provides a number of services for the health department. All of these services are provided with the aim at reducing disease transmission and other harms in the community related to substance use. Some of these services include HIV antibody rapid testing, HCV rapid testing, overdose reversal training, naloxone distribution, the Monroe County Syringe Service Program, which we are in partnership with the Indiana Recovery Alliance, and materials and information about our safe sharps cleanup and disposal.
Thank you. Comments or questions, Commissioner Jones?
No, I don't. It sounds wonderful.
Glad we're doing this, thank you.
And this person actually goes out into the field, right?
Yes, that is correct. Doing outreach at several different organizations on a weekly basis, really.
Yes, thank you. Is there any public comment on this item? I see we have Mr. Shelton with us. Please go ahead, sir.
Good morning, Commissioners. Jim Shelton speaking for the Greater Bloomington Chamber of Commerce. Representing the business community, we certainly thank you for pursuing this, and we encourage you to approve it. This is very beneficial to the businesses, especially the syringe handling program in the areas downtown around Beacon and Switchyard Park, et cetera. Those folks are very appreciative of this kind of help. And then the whole business community is, and really the whole community is, because it really is aimed at reducing disease transmission. So we encourage you to approve that, and thank you so much for doing it.
Thank you, Mr. Shelton. Is there anyone else that has comment on this item? Seeing none, call for a vote on the approval of the Indiana Department of Health Integrated HIV Prevention and Surveillance Grant. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Motion passes 3-0. Thank you, Ms. Kelly. Next item, please.
I move approval of the Soft Choice Microsoft licensing renewal, fund name Cumulative Capital Development Fund, fund number 1138, in the amount of $168,634.75.
Second.
And we have Mr. Crone here.
Good morning, everyone. It's time once again to renew our Microsoft licensing agreement for our server operating systems, and 567, I believe it was the number of 365 licenses covered under this agreement. Those licenses for the 365 also represent 75% of the total cost of this renewal. So this is under a 3-year. This is the second payment of 3. This will carry us through next March, and then we'll have to renew one more time before we can renegotiate terms with Microsoft and change our licensing counts. So.
Thank you. Questions or comments?
No, I don't.
No
Commissioner
questions,
Thomas?
thank you.
I have no questions. I'm glad that you're there to oversee all this. Is there any comment from the public on this item? Seeing none, I call for a vote on the approval of the Soft Choice Microsoft licensing renewal. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Motion passes 3-0. Thank you, Mr. Crone. Next item, please.
I move approval of an agreement with All Safe Storage Rental, fund name Election, fund number 1215, in the amount of $2,079 for 1 year.
Second.
And we have Ms. Martin here to tell us about it. Please go ahead. Good morning.
Good morning, ladies. This is a 10 by 40 unit in Ellettsville that we utilize to store our election equipment. We're asking for a year lease because we get the 12th month free. It's $189 a month. If we do it by the year, it's like $2,079.
Thank you. Is there any comments or questions?
No.
No questions, thank you.
Thank you.
Is there any public comment on this item? Seeing none, I call for a vote on All Safe Storage Rental Agreement. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Motion passes 3-0. Thank you, Ms. Martin.
Thank you.
Next item.
I move approval of an agreement with Resolution Group, Inc. for on-call services, fund names Stormwater and Cumulative Bridge, fund numbers 1197 and 1135, as needed by amount.
Second.
And we have Ms. Ridge here for the first of many items.
Sorry. Good morning. So we usually have some on-call agreements with engineering services, just on an as-needed basis. We have multiple of these agreements that we keep on hand just because everybody is so busy, and this way we can keep our projects going and reach out to a firm that might be available to provide these services for us at the time.
Questions or comments?
No, I don't.
Commissioner Thomas?
No questions, thank you.
None from me. Is there any public comment on the item? Seeing none, I'll call for a vote on approval of the Resolution Group, Inc. on-call services agreement. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes 3-0. Next item.
I move approval of an agreement with VTech Fire and Security for Brine Building Camera Equipment, fund name ARPA Brine, fund number 8950, in the amount of $2,170.42.
Second.
Ms. Ridge again.
So after the completion of the brine building, it was discovered that it would probably be beneficial to install a standalone camera in the portion of the building where the actual brine tank sits. The controller is in a different part of the building, so this will save the employee that's making the brine through the controlling system can actually see what's happening in that brine tank at the time and not running back and forth. And we actually went through IT, Greg Cron, to work with us on this quote.
Thank you. Comments or questions?
Yeah, I'm just curious, does brine burn?
Does it burn?
Yeah.
It's a saltwater mixture.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
So this is just basically camera, wire, equipment, one-time installation, and there's no service going along with this. This is just-
Correct.
right,
It's-
okay.
We had worked with Greg and talked about doing it with our cameras that we have throughout the whole property, but it was beneficial to just do this one as a standalone because it's just looking at one specific area at a certain time.
Right, that makes perfect sense. Thank you.
Does this also help to provide any security for the brine system?
Yeah, absolutely. We have some cameras on the outside of the area, but this will be that one extra camera on the inside.
Thank you. Is there any public comment on this item? Seeing none, I'll call for a vote on BTEC Fire and Security Agreement for the brine building camera equipment. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes 3-0. Next item.
I move approval of an agreement with DLZ LLC for the Mount Tabor Road Bridge Number 13 replacement, fund name Major Bridge, fund number 1171, in the amount of $785,375.
Second.
And again, Ms. Ridge. This project began as a stormwater project in the long-range plan. However, due to the size of the bridge, we've moved it to our Major Bridge Fund. The agreement is to complete the design, do the right-of-way services, permits, pre-construction meetings, and the bid phases for this bridge replacement on Mount Tabor Road.
Thank you. Comments or questions?
No, I don't.
None, thank you.
I have none. Is there any public comment on this item? I'm sure that the residents along Mount Tabor Road will appreciate this when, if and when it's done. But all those in favor of approving the agreement with DLZ LLC for the Mount Tabor Road Bridge Number 13 replacement signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion passes 3-0. Next item.
I move approval of NDOT change order number 1, Curry Pike, Woodyard Road, Smith Pike intersection, fund name Curry Pike, Woodyard Road, Smith Pike, fund number 8164, in the amount of $41,267.38.
Second.
Ms. Ridge.
So it's my understanding that when a contractor bids on one of these projects through NDOT, they can elect to do a PG binder index. And basically, it's bidding on an index that's a set price. And then at the time that the PG binder is, or liquid asphalt, is put in place on the project, if there's over a 10% decrease or increase, then they will either get a credit or it would be an increase to the price of the contract. So in this case, and a contractor has the election to do this. It's not every contractor chooses to go this route. And you're kind of dealing with inflation and what it's going to be at the time when you lay that liquid asphalt down. So it can, again, come out to a decrease to an LPA project or an increase. This one came out as an increase. However, it is still reimbursable through the 80% NDOT reimbursement. So $33,013.90 will be reimbursed back to the county for this cost.
Thank you. Comments or questions? Commissioner Jones?
No, I don't.
Commissioner Thomas?
So the net expense to the county fund is $8,253.48.
Correct.
There we go. Thank you so much.
Any comments or questions from the public? Seeing none, I call for a vote on NDOT change order number 1, Curry Pike, Woodyard Road, Smith Pike intersection. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Motion passes 3-0. Next item, please.
I move approval of ordinance 2023-09 to amend various traffic ordinances.
Second.
And Ms. Ridge, you're just occupying this whole section here.
So these items went to our Traffic Commission Board in February. It's amending our yield locations, our stop locations, and a no truck location. The amendment for the 89-01 is for the truck location will be Woodyard Road between Curry Pike and Vernal Pike. We already have truck restrictions up in that area with the roundabout and going on to Smith Pike and Loesch Road, so this extends this out to that portion of Woodyard Road. Ordinance 86-12 is deleting some yield locations that were in a subdivision and replacing those with stop locations according to our MUTCD that we required to follow. The yield locations that'll be deleted is Middle Court for Village Drive for Doyle Avenue, Hickory Drive for Doyle Avenue. Those are all in Highland Village. And then Bottom Road eastbound for Simpson Chapel / Bottom Road, and Simpson Chapel Road southbound for Simpson Chapel northbound. These are due to the new Sample Road reconstruction, so the intersections have changed the layout, so this is to put the proper signage for the new project. 86-06 is adding the following stop locations: Hickory Drive for Bell Avenue, Middle Court for Village Drive for Doyle, Hickory Drive for Doyle, northbound Bottom Road for Simpson Chapel Bottom Road, and southbound Simpson Chapel Road for Simpson Chapel / Sample Road. I do want to say the Hickory Drive for Bell Avenue, that is a change in traffic pattern. If you're familiar with that area, it will now be a 4-way stop instead of a 2-way stop. We will be installing flashing beacons, advance warnings to prepare the public and the residents in that area for that traffic pattern change. Ordinance 86-06 is to delete the following locations. Again, these locations are just to comply with the new layout with the Sample Road reconstruction project. Simpson Chapel Road for Bottom Road, Sample Road northbound for Simpson Chapel Road, Simpson Chapel eastbound for Sample Road, and Simpson Chapel Road westbound for Simpson Chapel Road eastbound. These were all approved at Traffic Commission in February, and they also are in accordance with the Indiana MUTCD.
Thank you, Commissioner Jones.
I couldn't have ever said that.
Commissioner Thomas.
I was going to ask you to repeat it, but I wouldn't. Thank you.
Even reading through it in the packet, it was like, oh my gosh. Yeah.
It's very confusing, but if you're out there and you knew how it was kind of like a 3-leg with an island in the middle. So there was quite a bit of signage that needed to be deleted, and now it's basically a T intersection.
Very good. I hope this will improve safety for everyone that uses that area, those roads. Is there any public comment on this area, or on this item? Sorry. Seeing none, call for a vote on ordinance 2023-09 to amend various traffic ordinances. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes 3-0. Next item, please.
Item J, this is our modified agenda item. I move approval of an agreement with Harold Fish Incorporated for Justice Building roof fan replacements. The fund name is Cumulative Capital Development Fund, fund number 1138-30067-000, and the amount of $6,365.
Second.
And we have Mr. Kreider here to talk to us about this.
Good morning, Commissioners. Richard Kreider, Fleet Facilities. This request is to approve the agreement with Harold Fish Incorporated to replace 2 non-operational exhaust fans located on the Justice Building roof that provide ventilation to the jail in the amount of $6,365.
Questions or comments?
No, I don't. Thank you.
It's just part of the ongoing work, and we do appreciate your diligence and your hard work on this, so thank you.
Yep, you're welcome.
Yes.
Thanks.
Thank you. Is there any public comment on this item? Seeing none, call for a vote on approval of the Harold Fish Incorporated Justice Building roof fan replacements. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion passes 3-0.
Thank you.
Thank you. We do have some appointments, I believe.
Yes, I shuffled my papers. I have to find it. And there it is. All right. I'd like to make a motion for a number of appointments. Andy Grinstead to the Environmental Commission, a 2-year appointment ending February 1st, 2025. To the Board of Health, Robert Wren, MD, and Kay Leach, RN, 4-year terms ending December 31st, 2026. To the Traffic Commission, Joe Goss is a 2-year term ending December 31st, 2024. And Parks and Recreation Board, John Philip Cornwell. This is a 4-year term ending January 1st, 2027. And that's it.
Second.
I'm really honored that people would take their time to participate in these things. I know various ones of us attend some of these same meetings, and it takes a good bit of time. It takes a lot of energy. And so we're very lucky that our residents would do this. I'm sorry, any comment?
No, I don't.
Commissioner Thomas?
Nothing else to add, but thank you to everybody.
Yes, thank you very much. Especially some of these folks have been serving for many terms, and they just keep at it. They bring a lot of institutional knowledge with them when they do that.
Actually, I would like to mention that there is still another opening on the Environmental Commission. So if anyone is interested in that, please apply.
Thank you. Thank you. We still do have openings on a few of the other boards and commissions as well, so we encourage residents to get onto our website at co.monroe.in.us and submit your application. So all those in favor of approving these appointments signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes 3-0. We do have some announcements. There's free COVID-19 testing available through Monroe County Health Department at 119 West 7th Street, as well as at the Monroe County Public Health Clinic at 333 East Miller Drive. And we're looking forward to those new tests that are coming out. The commissioners have virtual office hours each month for anyone who wants to speak with one of us. You can go to the calendar, again, at co.monroe.in.us for the dates and times, and just log on via Zoom. As a reminder, Daylight Savings Times begins this Sunday, March the 12th, where we will spring forward. We have ongoing blood drives. We have one today that started at 10 a.m. will run until 3, one on Friday from 1 until 6, and then on April the 6th from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m., and Friday, April the 7th from 1 to 6. All of those are at in Shreve Hall at Ivy Tech, and we're very proud to partner with Ivy Tech on this. This is through the American Red Cross. If you wish to sign up, you can go to redcross.org. Residents are encouraged to sign up for the Monroe County Alert Notification System for all weather and health-related emergencies. Again, you can go to our website. And we want to let folks know that we have extended the assistance fund for county residents who need assistance in paying for rent or utilities. If you need such assistance, please contact your township trustee. The names and phone numbers are in our minutes and are also available through our websites, and many of these townships have their own separate websites that you can check. So, did I cover everything? Any other announcements?
Office hours, did you?
Yeah, I said office hours.
Thank you, sorry.
It's okay.
I must have been daydreaming. Thank you.
Does anyone else have an announcement?
Thank you.
Mr. Cockrell, you look pensive over there. Okay.
I am not pensive.
Okay.
That's such a good answer.
If that's the case, I will adjourn this meeting, and I will remind everyone that we are not meeting next week. Our next meeting will be on March the 22nd here in the Nat U Hill Room. We do have 2 items for a work session. It's 10:41. When shall we return? 9:55? Okay, we'll be 10:55.
Don't set your clock yet.
It's been that kind of
Don't set your
month.
clock.
Okay. I won't set my clock forward. We'll be back at 10:55. Thank you for everyone's patience today.